Joining me today is Charles Davies. From an audience of 250,000 agents nationwide, Charles was selected to represent the state of Pennsylvania with Broker Agent Advisor as this month's Broker Agent of the Month. Charles, it's a pleasure to be here. I've enjoyed getting to know you a little bit, and congratulations on the recognition.
Thank you so much. This is such a great honor. It couldn't have came at a better time. Just thank you so much. I've done a lot of hard work with my team throughout the pandemic and this year, and it's great just to be recognized by a broker agent. And I'm just excited to have this interview with you.
That's awesome. You know, this whole program, the Broker Agent of the Month program, is we set out to try to find people that are passionate about this business, and that because they're a great candidate, I thought maybe we'd explore a couple questions together in an effort for those that might watch this to get a sense for who you are and possibly a little bit of why you were selected. And how did you get into real estate? Of all the things you could do, why is this your chosen profession?
That's a great question. You know, I was one of these kids in school that really never knew what I wanted to do. And after college, I joined the Army for 4 years and, you know, left the Army still not really knowing what to do. I knew someone who had a real estate license, but at that time they were a secret agent, not really doing anything with the license. So I was looking in the paper, 2003, looking in the paper for a job, and I saw a real estate assistant job in there. And I told my friend, hey, why don't you apply for this job? It'd be great for you to learn the business from the inside out. And they knew what they were doing, so they didn't want to listen to my advice. And I applied for the job, which was one of the best things because it ended up being with one of the top agents in Durham, North Carolina, where I was living at the time. And I was a listing coordinator, and then worked my way up to being a closing coordinator, and just got to soak in all of her knowledge and information and how to run a good team. And then 2006 was when I got my real estate license for myself to branch out and start selling real estate, and was selling real estate in North Carolina from 2006 up until 2015, when me and my partner moved up here to Philadelphia and got an opportunity to start real estate all over again from zero, not knowing anybody, to 6 years later getting acknowledged by Broker Agent from you, and also from Philly Magazine, being one of the top 100 producing agents in Philadelphia. And you know, it's been a great journey and a great ride, but I kind of just fell into the industry. I wasn't really looking to be a realtor getting started.
Yeah, it's funny, you know, if you look at the stats, a lot of people think this business is easy, and the reality is almost 9 out of 10 people that get their license, they don't finish their second year. This business is a lot harder than most people think. And I hear a lot from people like you that have a lot of experience that early on found a mentor, right? And you sort of accidentally found that mentor, but no doubt that's contributed to a long, successful career for you, and probably a good first step for you.
Huge first step. And even along the journey, I have many mentors along the way. I think that's one of the things to look for if you're a new agent, is just to find someone that's in the business, that's willing to share what they know with you, and, you know, help you grow as you're becoming a great realtor yourself.
Right. A lot of people, obviously, I kind of just touched on it. They get in thinking one thing, and then they get some experience and they learn that the business is very different. You know, you've been in this a long time, that's 18 years. What do you find most rewarding about it? What do you enjoy the most about your career in real estate?
So I love real estate because it gives me the opportunity to assist people in getting what they say they want, which is oftentimes to sell their home, or to find that dream home, or help an investor find a great investment property. And I like just being systematic in my process, so that we go through the whole entire transaction where they close with freedom and ease. And it's just me utilizing all the gifts that God gave me to be of service to others. And I think with any kind of job, whether it's real estate, you know, radio person, or whatever industry you're in, if you have that passion of being of service to others and not worrying about money, not worrying about anything else, all of that other stuff ends up coming, you know?
Yeah, I believe that very strongly. And you're certainly an example of that. I actually, did a little research before we got on the phone, and I found a testimonial online for you, and there are many, but this feels like a good moment to listen to how somebody else described that experience that you just try to create for people. This is what somebody actually said as a result of going through that with you. It says, I really can't speak highly enough about Charles. I was selling a property in a city outside of Philly that I can't pronounce while living elsewhere, and it was difficult for me to go back and forth to the property. Charles really went above and beyond by actively stepping in to make sure the property had the right level of attention. Whenever there was feedback that required one of us to double check on something, Charles was there without me even having to ask. He was outstanding and made me feel absolutely comfortable and confident that my house would absolutely sell. He also is a master at negotiating, getting me exactly what he promised in our first meeting. He's by far the best real estate agent I've ever worked with. And I think anyone who has Charles in their corner is very lucky. It's pretty awesome that people speak that way about you, right? It's sort of a testament to the effort that you put into this business. And that's certainly high praise. Congrats for that.
I love it. That right there is why I do what I do, just to make people happy in that way.
Right?
Yeah.
And talk to me a little bit about Philly. It's a historic city. Everybody knows that. What makes Philadelphia such a great place to live, work, and play and be a part of this business?
It's great. It's the city of brotherly love. With our sports teams, they don't express that all the time, but it is definitely the city of brotherly love. I believe it's one of the first American cities that we had, and a lot of great people, were birthed here. So you have George Washington, Ben Franklin, and it has so much history and around every corner. Great restaurants. Real estate wise, I love it because for one of the 5th largest cities in America, it's very affordable. Like you can find a home in any different price point from 100,000 up to 3 million. And
right.
It's very affordable. You can find great restaurants to eat at any price point. So I just love that about the city. And there's always something to do, even with the pandemic, there's stuff to do. Believe it.
Yeah. I was up there. I had one of their famous cheesesteaks. I enjoyed my time in Philadelphia. And we've had the pandemic. We're still having the pandemic. Everybody's aware of it. It's had an impact on different people in different ways, but it's created, maybe not all by itself, but it's contributed to sort of unprecedented times in real estate in our country. We have maybe the lowest inventory levels we've ever had nationally. Which has made buying and selling a house, well, more buying than selling, but it's made real estate a challenge the last year to 18 months. As someone that's kind of put in the hard work, right, has a lot of experience. If you were to give a piece of advice to a peer in this business, either somebody in the business now or maybe somebody thinking about getting in this business, what would that piece of advice be?
Great question. I would definitely say, I think I said it earlier, definitely find a mentor, find someone who's seasoned and knowledgeable and willing to share that information with you on how to get started and how to, progress in the industry. On top of that, I believe just mastery in general. So obviously you'll have successes. So that was a success, and those are great. Acknowledge the successes, celebrate them, and learn from them, but more so from your mistakes and your failures. That's where you really get to become great, is just by whenever something doesn't go the way you would like it to go, figure it out, get it to work and close the deal, and then learn from those mistakes and just kind of, I always say, put a chip in your brain that, hey, that happened. So if it ever shows up again, you know how to resolve it without any issues or problems moving forward.
Yeah, it's great advice.
Yeah. And then outside of all of that, keep in touch with your clients. You got to keep in touch with your clients. When you help someone find their dream home and they're living in the home, check in on them from time to time, because that's your main source of future business, is from referrals.
Yeah, it's I love the idea of continuous improvement. I think that applies broadly to all aspects of life, right? If we're 1% better tomorrow than we were today, and we don't compete with anybody else, we compete with ourselves, then I have found that life can be pretty rewarding. Look, I can't tell you how much I appreciate being here and having the opportunity to have you be seen and recognized for your hard work. I've enjoyed the conversations we've had. I think the world of you, and congratulations again on the recognition. And I wish you nothing but huge success the rest of the way, Charles.
I appreciate you. Thank you so much, Brian. And yeah, let's stay in touch.
For sure.